You know what I'm saying? Still got the chain popping. It's cold out here. Is it raining by you, Artie? I know you live like 3 hours away. Is it raining in Brentwood?
Yeah, we in and out of the rain here as I'm trying to do some MacGyver stuff so I can watch this game while we do our cast. So it's gonna fall short. But
As you can
yeah, we
see,
out
we
here
are
fighting
always
off
super
rain for the
prepared.
next few
And
days.
before, yeah, okay. Well, we got a great show for you. We got some March Madness stuff to talk about. Shout out, by the way, to everybody that's watching and listening and all the people that signed up for the tourney. Jake's going to give us the standings here in just a bit. Then we're going to talk about the games, some of which were absolutely crazy. I would argue one game, depending on where UConn ends up finishing, could be like a top five NCAA game I've ever seen in my entire life. We'll get to that. The Giants start. Art visited us in and out from Tahoe. They get swept by the Yankees, but they get their first win last night. We'll get into that stuff. Who are, as we're getting like what? We're about like 7, 8 games away from the playoffs starting. Jake broke some news via the Heat Check text line about Steph Curry's going to come back. So we got a bunch of stuff to get to. But I want to start with what my two co-hosts were saying right before we went live, which was basically complaining about every single body part hurting. So, Jake, why don't you start off and let the people know what part of your body is hurting and why? And then, Art, you follow up with that.
Yeah, so my right foot is throbbing. It's there's an ache at the bottom of it on my heel. It's swollen. My right toe really hurts. I'm doing a
Achilles?
lot of steps. I'm
Achilles?
doing 12,000 steps a day
Okay.
minimum, and I need more. I need
Oh,
better
boy.
footwear. My 42nd birthday
Okay.
is in less than a week, and I'm in dire need of better footwear. So that's where we are on
Okay.
Jake's check level here.
So you're telling me those
Well,
aren't quite? You're telling me those Yeezys aren't quite doing it for your feet? Your feet aren't loving the Yeezys?
I wear the Yeezys quite a bit, but I rock flip flops a bit, and my Quicksilver flip flops broke, so I've been wearing these old Reefs. I keep that's the SoCal part of me. I keep flip flops on quite a bit, and I need.
Well, that's your problem. Well, that's your problem. You can't walk around in flip flops. You got to have regular shoes on, bud.
I do 12,000 steps a day in flip flops on the rag. Okay. It's just what I do.
Rags is suggesting
okay, Art, and you're
for the old gout.
I could have gout, Rags. I need to look into that. I might have the David Wells gout.
Yeah.
Gout is nothing to laugh about. Gout is real as it comes. If you like red meat, some seafood, and some booze, gout is as real as it comes. Art, what are your ailments before we get to the stuff?
No red meat.
I'll just tell you that you're going to really want to avoid getting gout because gout is pretty much a real simple health indicator. If you got gout, you're on tilt health-wise, okay? So if you're dealing with that, Bill, or it's in the near you, you're going to have to change some things. We're going to have to get tomatoes in there.
Okay.
We're going to have to reduce the booze. We're going to have no shrimp, no salami, and we're going to have to really, because gout, that really is telling you something. Because like you said, booze, red meat, and shrimp diet. It's not going to take you too far in the old age meter. As far as my health issues,
I got you.
We got back pain from a little bit of too much work these days. For the first time, I've been really grinding on reports, and my back hurts. All right, so we got that, and then the old man in me. I just finally learned how to teach pitching as a softball coach. Right, it took me a while. And now all I'm in is either the squat or on a knee all day. Just telling these girls, come on, let's work on some pitching over and over. I'm sending everyone to the other coaches and bringing them one by one to me, teaching them how to pitch. And my God, man, my left knee surgically repaired. That thing is dying. So, yeah, the left knee and the back are the main things, but we're really talking head to toe issues here.
All right. Well, we're not talking Dano sciatica, hopefully, but we'll get to your softball squad in the first game. Talk about a cliffhanger. If you want a spoiler alert or you want a teaser, you're going to wait till the end of the show to hear Art's update of him for the first year being the head honcho in charge of his 10-year-old daughter's softball team and the cliffhanger that it'll leave you on, because he left me on a cliffhanger. I'm still confused. Anyways, let's get to the brass tacks, boys. Jay Lou, we did the Humm Dad. I don't know how many years you guys have been doing this, but we did the Humm Daddies bracket challenge. We got a bunch of entries. By the way, anybody watching that did not Venmo me, you're not part of the pie. Okay, I took very close track of everybody that sent and everybody that did not. So if you entered the bracket and I don't even know who's up there and who's not and who paid or did, I'm gonna have all that tracked out and you're cut out. And don't pay me after you win. Okay? Don't try to send me the Venmo after the whole thing's over and you've won. You either paid before it started or you're gonzo beans. But I think we got a decent number, right, Art? I think we got it up to what, above 30, Jake?
Yeah, 37 poor souls, unfortunate souls have signed up for our
Well, not all of them.
I mean,
read the
rankings.
rankings.
My poor neighbors are the poorest of all souls because we're in dead last. Us three, I didn't know them. We're like,
are those two brothers or whatever?
33.
Armand and Harris.
Armand and Harris are my neighbors. God bless them. Great folks. Love them. They're really struggling.
They've been in dead last the entire thing, I think.
And then we got me, you, and Zach just right there with them.
My wife's there too.
So it runs in the family.
Yeah. All right. So we got Corey Baker leading the way. His number one is UConn.
And tell the people who the hell Corey Baker is, because Art, do you even know who Corey Baker is? I don't.
Well, I think it's just I don't know why I need to know him. I just think he's Jake's brother's friend. I don't need to know more than that.
Yeah, he's my brother's buddy. He's Kelly J's cousin.
Okay.
Kelly J's cousin.
All right.
Oh, we need to get Kelly J in the bracket next year. God bless Kelly J. Miss that guy.
Danny Etchison is number 2. Ian Keogh, number 3. They both have Michigan. Brett Davalos currently is tied at 3, but he had Duke, so he's out.
Who was 3 that I just spoke over before Brett?
Keogh, Ian.
Keogh. He's at 3, and who does he have winning it?
Michigan. Him and Danny Etchison both have Michigan. They're both very valid contestants. Davalos is out with Duke. John Cooper with Arizona.
Love it.
Fabian with Duke, he's out. Kevin Summers, Michigan, he's in. Billy Charter, Michigan State, he's out. And Dexter Houston out. Tapper with UConn, he's still in. So we'll stop there.
I'm rooting for Dan, Luke, and Alex.
Yeah, Tapper would be a great win. Corey Baker, who's Josh Meyer's friend, I'm on a text thread with him. He said, let me come on and do a guest spot. If I win this thing, I'll blow Myers out of the park. So we'll see.
Yeah, Myers, we have to have a side talk with Myers. That guy pregame was elite content. I'm talking about like, oh, this is going to be fire. Guy got on and froze. Absolute choke job out of my boy. And I love him. The childhood coach. He was my camp counselor. Loved the guy. He was great pregame. We said that we were recording. We lost the guy. Totally lost the guy.
Yeah. He thinks he's the best thing that ever happened to the podcast. He thinks his guest spot's the best thing he's ever seen on here. Mongo Elmer RT is commenting on your internet, Zach. Just so you know who that guy is on the comments. That's Elmer.
Our boy Elmer. All right, I can't see the comments. I still need to get my stuff situated. I swear, I think I've vowed this like 4 times, but I swear by next week, my stuff's going to be totally dialed. We're talking computer, we're talking office, we're talking background. Everything's going to be set. This will be the last week, okay?
Hi to Stevie B.
All right, let's go.
Stevie B, long-time Poly Mac guy. We met him at, I've met him a few times, but Art, I believe you met him at one of the functions. Great dude.
What's up, Stevie B? Yeah. If there's anybody else on the comments, shoot it out because I don't have the comments in front of me.
We got Rags. We had Dom at first. He has a call with China. And Rags says he might need to do laundry soon. His wife was on his ass. So glad to have you here as long as we can, Rags.
All right, we're going to get into, because a lot of the people that listen to us are Bay Area fans for the most part. We're going to get into the Giants. No doubt. Don't you worry about it. We're also going to touch on the Niners a little bit in the NFL draft. We're not college experts, and we don't even pretend to be one on TV. But let's just go through the game starting with Thursday. We're not going to go through every game. Arizona beat the dog piss out of Arkansas, which was Artie's pick. I had him going far, too. Love Coach Cal. That game was not close. These 1 seeds are kind of separating themselves. Purdue won a thriller over Texas. We don't need to get into that much. Illinois, a little bit of a shocker because I think a lot of people liked Houston, but they beat them by 10. This is the game I want to get into, though. 2 teams, which I will never pick. I don't care how good they get. I don't care what players they have on their team. I don't care who's coaching them. I will never, ever, ever pick Iowa or Nebraska. Let me tell you a quick story about Iowa. And if we have any fans that are from Iowa or know people from Iowa or love Iowa, then I apologize because we're going to get less viewers, Art and Jake. But I did a basketball tournament in Iowa, and before the bus left, in the hotel that we were, not a hotel, we were in like a dorm or whatever. I went to the bathroom with my bag packed and like they're honking the horn, like, Zach, come on. I went into the bathroom and looked in the mirror and I said, Zachariah. I probably said Zach at the time or PZ, whatever it was. I said, you are never coming back to this state. That's how much I hate Iowa. It's the ugliest state in the world. It's the worst weather state in the world. I despise Iowa. Anyways, Nebraska, Iowa. I probably had neither of those teams in it, but this is what I want to get into. 4 men on the floor. 4 men on the floor for Nebraska in that game. And what I want to ask you guys, because I got my own opinion on this, but who do you blame in that scenario? The coaching or the players?
I can't even pretend to answer that question because you got to know, you got to be inside the sort of team to know, right? I mean, it's obviously the coach. I mean, there's no way we can answer that question, is what I would say. And I would say you having a strong opinion is gonna. I'll question your strong opinion right away because unless we know the coach told the 5 for sure, we don't know what the hell happened. We don't know why one person didn't show up on that court. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you I can say whose fault it was.
College hoops, you got to blame coaching. I mean, that's where I would go with that, but no strong opinion on the matter whatsoever. But yeah, go ahead, Zach. It seems like you might have a strong take.
No, I mean, I think we all kind of have the same opinion. It's just, the coach took full blame for it, but it's all a matter of whether or not he told the players where they were supposed to be and what were they supposed to do. And maybe he was just protecting the player if there was somebody that was supposed to be on the court and was not. But I played a lot of basketball all the way to the junior college level. I'm not no superstar. I didn't play in the NBA, nothing like that. I played a lot of basketball. I have never, and I've never seen it in any college game or high school game or professional game. That's the first time I've ever seen that. I've never seen 4 players on the court. I've seen 6 players on the court. I've never seen 4. So my first go-to is the coaches. But if the coaches did tell the team, these are the guys that are supposed to be out there, and then one of the guys just didn't go out there, then of course it's on that player. And kudos to the coach for just taking the blame himself. But I mean, I've never had a coaching staff not be very clear about who was on the court. And all my teammates, everybody wanted to be on the court. So yes, you can see 6 players being on the court because people want to be on the court, but 4, never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, there's also not only one coach, like I don't just blame the head coach. I blame the whole team. Like, it's not that hard to get your shit situated. And even after just managing one little 10-year-old girl softball game, I know how much can be going on.
Yeah, you got experience.
So you got a whole group
Yeah.
of people that could have been on that. And so it's up to the kids, it's up to the coaches, it's up to all of them. It's just a group failure. That's what it is.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. You guys don't seem to be as hot on it as I am or whatever. I mean, that it's 2026 and it's very rare to have seen something for the first time. And I've never seen in any ranks of basketball, I've never seen 4 players on the court. All right, let's move on to Friday. This was what I was hot on last week. Absolute joke that East region, that St. John's, Duke, Michigan State, and UConn were in a Sweet 16 instead of an Elite 8, let alone a Final 4. I thought those teams were great. I was pulling for St. John's. They lose a close one to Duke. Michigan just looked dominant over Alabama. You had Michigan State dropping 1 to UConn, and then you had Tennessee. I think I picked Iowa State to either win it all or go to the final. I had Iowa State going far, so I was pretty disappointed by that. But you can just group all those 4 games, and if you have any thoughts on them, go ahead.
I got one. Let's pause that for a sec and talk about the mastery of the wager I made in the Alabama-Michigan game. I had Alabama leading at half.
Yeah, you sent this to the thread. Yeah, and you doubled up, right?
That bet more than just about any bet's ever been overrated, but continue.
I had Alabama winning at half and Michigan winning the game, 5-1 odds, and your boy nailed that bad boy. Only bet I made on the game. You're welcome. Amazing wager. You're looking at a masterclass. You're looking at a soothsayer. It's a gift. It's a gift.
We're also looking at
By
a
the
guy
way,
that we'll
running
never
theme.
know if he's up or down in his role in his life. We'll just know about some of his good and bad. That is how gambling works.
Running.
You know that. When your friends win, you hear about it a lot. When your friends lose, you don't hear about it a lot. And so we will never know if Mr. Jacob Lucas is up or down.
No, you heard when I was down due to Mr. Ursini.
Yeah, he said his losses.
If it's due to Ursini or if it's due to Joe, we might hear about a loss. But if Jake takes a hard chin,
it's never due to me.
Times you're never gonna
never
know.
Due to me.
Never due to Jake.
Oh man, I love the running theme of anything Jake's got going, cooking good. Art is just right there to shut it down. Guy said most overrated bet bragging of all time.
The guy sent it to 2 text threads I'm on and called it.
He did.
Wager in the history of wagers. It was 5-1.
Incredible
wager, bro. It was good. It was great. That's like when you tell somebody, dude, if you heard the new song, it's the best song ever, man. This is my favorite. And then it's like a good song. You're like, yeah, okay, but now you hurt the whole delivery.
That bet was a revelation.
How dope of a bet was this? How hard was it? I'm just saying, you could have sold it differently, and then my take would be very different.
In fairness to Art, you did send it to multiple texts, and it wasn't that great of a. I mean, it was a great bet. Great bet. Hat tip. My Italian hat tip. But you know, Art's got it right. You put your you're a little bit of a peacock on that. All right, let's go to Saturday, boys. Arizona, my pick to win it all. I think I had Arizona beating Iowa State, which is why I was so butthurt about Iowa State. But Arizona kind of beating the dog piss out of Purdue, beat them by 15. And then Illinois kind of beating the dog piss out of Iowa. I saw that one. I should have bet on Illinois because I'll never bet on Iowa ever under any circumstances. But those 2 games, kind of a fart in the wind to me, other than Arizona looking like, I think, a spoiler alert because we're going to get to the next games, but I think the national championship is going to get played when it's Michigan, Arizona.
Fair enough.
So you got them, the winner of that.
Okay, nothing on that. Okay, all right. All right, no, I can.
You got the winner of that game taking the tournament. That's what you're telling us, huh?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Michigan beats the absolute brakes off of Tennessee, and then the game that I really want to get into, which is the second controversial game. The first one was 4 players on the court. This is the next one that I want to get into. But yeah, honestly, I think Michigan playing Arizona, the winner of that game is going to win it all. But anyways, let's get to UConn Duke. UConn beats Duke, and what I think is look. I remember games at like Jesse Alter's house, at Artie's house, at my house. I remember big shots, half quarters, McNamara. I mean, a bunch of stuff. This game is right up there. First of all, do you know that the only 19-point deficits that have happened from these seeds have happened in this tournament? Number 1 seeds that have blown 19-point leads in the second half. And we watched that thing unfold. It was like watching I shouldn't joke about. Oh, I'm not joking. I'm just making an analogy. It was like watching a slow car crash. Like you see what's coming and it's coming, and it was just like boom, 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 boom. Then it's this. Obviously, the Boozer twin turns the ball over. But then again, here I go again, where I'm asking you pretty much the same question. You put that on Boozer, or do you put that on the coaching staff?
You don't blow a 19-point lead and blame him for that one pass. Okay? The game was progressively lost. They progressively lost momentum, kept slipping up, kept making stupid plays. And I hate how he caught all the flack for that. It's not on the coaching staff. It's not on him. The whole team blew a 19-point lead, which had never happened to a number 1 seed before in that situation. So the whole thing goes, blame falls on everyone's head. That's my take on the thing. I don't want to blame Boozer for that one play.
Okay. Art?
Yeah, I mean, I think same thing. I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the comeback unfold, but if you lose by 19, if you're up 19 and you lose, I'm not going to blame that one play. I also thought when I saw that one play, it was far from an egregious turnover. Like, that's the type of, that shit happens all the time, frankly. Like, that they got well defended. Yeah, it was a great defensive play. I mean, it's a heartbreaker if you're Boozer. You don't want it to happen. It shouldn't happen, but shit, that's gonna happen sometimes. And so yeah, one play definitely not gonna just throw the whole game on that kid.
Okay,
one of the most amazing shots in the history of the NCAA tournament too, to win the game.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like both of you were not as invested in the game because you guys are married and you have kids, and
I was watching the whole second half,
I have
every play.
Okay, but what I'm talking about is whether or not it's the coaching staff or the player, that the coaching staff, they weren't going to get a backcourt violation, and UConn was going to foul. So all he had to do was hold on to the ball. That's it. And instead, he tried to advance it past half court. It gets turned over, and then he knocks the shot down, and it's over. So again, this is another question. With the 4 men on the court, were the coaches very clear to the players and say, these are the 5 people that need to be there to execute this defensive play, or did they not? In this instance, if the coaching staff didn't tell everybody on the bleeping court, everybody in the bleeping huddle, hey, when we inbound this ball, all you have to do is hold it. You don't have to go past half court. There will be no backcourt violation. Hold on to the ball. If they didn't communicate that clearly, then it's not on Boozer at all. If they did, then it is on Boozer.
Yeah,
that's kind of my point.
We know.
Yeah, I think. No, I mean we don't know. I think most of the time coaches are just going. He didn't do as good of a job, in my opinion, as the Wisconsin guy in terms of taking full blame for it. He said something along the lines of what you guys said, that it didn't come down to one play. But that needs to be very clear. I'll tell you this: if I'm the coach's boss, I'm bringing him in and I'm going, did you tell everybody in the huddle that we don't need to get it past half court, that we just need to hold the ball, and you don't need to try to pass it or advance it? Because if you didn't communicate that, then that's on you. If you did communicate it and they didn't execute it, then that's on the player, and that's fine. We can move along.
Well,
you know what I mean? But like, my point is,
is it that black and white? Because couldn't they still, who had possession on a jump ball?
That doesn't matter.
Of course it matters. Because, I mean, he had to get rid of the people.
I think
double teamed.
I think UConn.
Well, I mean, we need to know.
Yeah, but you can.
It's UConn.
Well, Art.
They couldn't just hold.
Yeah, I think it's UConn. Well, I'm like 90% sure. But you can prevent a jump ball. You get fouled. They call a foul before they call a jump ball. There's only a jump ball if you're sharing the possession.
Time out. No. What I'm saying is, we don't know where he was throwing it up court, but he wasn't throwing it up court necessarily because he was past half court. And I don't think you can just hold the ball with 8 seconds left if they had 2 men on them, and it's pretty easy in college basketball to call a jump ball. I've seen it a million times.
No, they call a Artie.
No. I've watched a million.
They call a foul. They call a foul. They don't call it. They don't call a jump ball unless you're sharing.
Some universal, they call a foul. How many times
they do?
It's a whole part of college basketball and every basketball game that are jump balls. I'm just saying there's a third element that you're dismissing. Now, I agree that the coach should have made them aware that they didn't need to cross half court. But I just think that your assessment of the fact that they didn't have to do anything and could just hold the ball isn't that simple. I think somebody holding the ball is quite easy to create a jump ball for. Like, you're telling me the guy could have just held the ball.
I think where we're splitting hairs and where we're disagreeing is I think you think it's easier to get a jump ball than it is. Normally, if you just have the ball in those situations, the other team fouls you and the ref calls a foul. He doesn't call a jump ball. So that's all he had to do.
But what if they don't foul you and they grab the ball?
Then they could have just ran the clock out. There's no backcourt violation. There was not enough time on the clock. They didn't need to get it past half court.
You're not following what I'm saying. I'm having a hard time understanding what you're not following. But if you're trapped by a double team and you lose the dribble, there's a at least 10% chance, if not 30, 40, 50% chance that they put their hands on the ball before fouling you. And now you're at a jump ball.
No, you cover the ball with your arms, man. They foul you before they can get to a jump ball. You're making a jump ball sound like it's the easiest thing in the world. It's not. You usually foul before you get to a jump ball. All right. We went down a rabbit hole. I didn't think that we would, but it's fine. Anyways, so there you go.
In the NBA, if that's what we're talking about, the Boozer kids aren't going to do a goddamn thing in the NBA. So I don't know why everybody wants to talk about them.
Cut Cut that up, Jake. First of all, the younger one, the one that made the turnover, he's not entering the NBA. The second one, who's going to be a top 5 pick, is not going to suck in the NBA. So make sure you cut that up, Jake. Even if you don't post it on social media, I want that cut up. If Boozer is like a MVP and a NBA champion in like 5 years.
Well, Carlos Boozer had some bad karma for mocking St. John's the game before. He was talking hella shit.
Yeah.
And that's a bad look when you're an NBA borderline Hall of Fame player, I'd say, in the NBA's Hall of Fame. Ex Dookie. You have 2 sons playing on the team. They're in the NCAA tourney every year. Duke is, and St. John's was like their first trip in a long ass time, and he's out there talking shit. Give me a break, Carlos. Come on, get it together. That's
Duke
bad
is
karma.
Just perennial losers. I mean, come on, that's just all Duke produces: losers who fail.
What a quote. Please chop that up too, Jake. You don't even have to make long rants. I want just short clips of Artie saying ridiculous things. Duke is perennial losers. They're like the most historic franchise. By the way, I was pretty surprised, though. To Art's point, I was surprised. How many national championships do you think Coach K won?
Like, I lost his whole life. What do you mean?
3?
All I did is watch the guy lose until he won. It took him a long time to get that championship that I saw. He might have had one early. I'm an NCAA basketball ignoramus, but I know I watched a lot of Coach Krzyzewski losses. I'll tell you that. Big time stage, big time loss. Seen it many times.
Matt Chapman just hit a jack, by the way. Giants up 4-0.
Easy money. Best team in ball.
It's illegal to do it's illegal to do live play-by-play. Art, you're totally wrong. Anyways, they were ranking the best college coaches in the past 25 years. Coach K had 2, Roy Williams had 2, but Roy Williams had been to more Final Fours, so they had him 1 and Coach K 2. But Art just saying that Duke are perennial. They've had 2 colossal collapses, and this year alone, their last 4 wins, they were up more than 15 points in every one. They lost to Texas Tech and somebody else. I mean, they've blown.
No, clearly my memory is jaded. I just did a quick Google. Clearly jaded by A, not liking Duke, and B, them always being there. Because, I mean, they've just won.
I like that.
To Art's point, they're there all the time, but it seems like they do get upset almost every goddamn tournament, and they don't finish as high as everyone thinks they will.
Clearly, I enjoy when they get upset and erase when they win it all. Because they won it all when we were seniors in high school. They won it all again right when I moved to Pullman. They won it all again right when I left Pullman. So, yeah, he won a lot of championships. 5 of them to be exact during the years that I remember life pretty damn well. So that's a pretty good track record, Coach K. And you did a hell of a job at Team USA. Much respect.
All right. Let's transition. By the way, again, thank you to everybody that signed up for the March Madness tourney. You will get your loot from me. If you don't get it, then you know who to blame. I got all the Venmos sent. But again, if you didn't send it, you ain't getting nothing. But I will figure it out, and we will figure that out when it all concludes. But let's move on. As we know, this is a Humm Daddies podcast. Humm Daddies is the origin of Humm Daddies comes from Giant baseball. We covered a lot of the Netflix. I filled in for Jake. Jake couldn't make it for the OG Humm Daddies podcast, so I joined Joe and Dave, and we talked a lot about the Netflix broadcast. We could touch on that a little bit if you want. They got swept by the Yankees. Not a great thing, right? Tony V, you got to do better in the press, man. You got to do better in the press. But they get their first W. They did a little bit too much of a celebration. I understand it was his first win, but Adames giving him like a bottle of whiskey or something after the game. Can't do that when you're 1-3. But anyways, you guys are the hardcore Gigantes fans. You didn't have a Giants roundtable like you had a Warriors roundtable, but you both share the love for it. So my initial thought on this, and coming from the A's guy, I will say this. They got swept out in Toronto. There was 2 games that they were in that they could have won, but they didn't. You guys lost, 3 to the Yankees. I will just say you got to take it within context. The A's didn't get swept by the Twins. The Giants didn't get swept by the Marlins, or whatever you want to use as like a bad team. You got swept by a team that went to the ALCS, and we got swept by a team that made it to the World Series. But your initial thoughts on the first 4 games, boys?
Jay, you want to start it off?
Sure. It was very disappointing to see them not get like any hits at all. The first 2 games, they weren't even getting on base. Those games were just a snooze. Absolutely no competition. I mean, the pitching was actually really solid, except for Logan Webb, their ace. Bullpen looked great, but they just were looking really shitty in big situations. They weren't getting on base in general. Third game, they got a bunch of hits, but then they kept it into double plays when there's less than 2 outs.
God, so many.
Have been doing
So many.
out or hitting
Yeah.
into double plays or popping up when you have a chance with the duck on the pond. And that'll make you go effing nuts. And that's the brand of Giants baseball that's been going on since the last time they were a winning team, which was in 2021. And even a couple years before that, that was kind of an outlier. And that was happening under Farhan and Kapler. It's happening under Bob Melvin. Just no change of approach when there's 2 strikes or less than 2 outs and a runner on third or runners in scoring position. They weren't adjusting at all. And the big message was that Buster was going to have these guys adjust their approach in situations, play situational baseball. Didn't happen at all. So that, it was only 3 games, but it drove me absolutely up the goddamn wall. Yesterday, they changed up the order. I liked it. Adames was hitting first. He got a knock to start the game. He just hit a home run to lead off this game. And this new lineup is looking much better. They're playing the Padres, who aren't a joke. That's a solid club. Got the win last night, although the closing situation needs to be addressed. Right now, they're up 4-0. I'm liking the way things are going. Tony V doesn't bother me. I'm not going to trip off all that media BS with him. But yeah, season's young. Right now, we're looking solid. Rough 3 games, but I like the way we're looking now. And that's kind of where I'll leave it for you. Go, Art.
Yeah, no, I mean, I feel pretty much the same way. I feel like you can't take too much from 3-4. Now we're in 5 games. I think, we're sitting here 0-5, or 0-4 and down 4-0 right now. Yeah, maybe I start getting on that, that frustration train. But I think this looks like a team that we don't know anything about yet. I think it has reminders of the team we kind of hate in those first 3, like Jake said, not situational baseball. I have a hard time believing that they will go back to that brand of baseball because I see it's so little in the game. But I feel like there's some hope in the sense of having a college coach. And I feel like there's a little bit more fundamentals preached the lower levels of the game. And so we'll see if that can translate. I think my feelings on Tony V are going to be directly related to wins and losses because at 0-3, I felt like if you closed your eyes and just listened, you could hear a lot of Bob Melvin. I didn't think that before he lost 3 games, but then I just heard.
Why is he catching strays?
Well, because I'm just saying.
Why is Bob Melvin catching strays?
All I will say is I'm not even talking content. I'm talking just the way he sounded and his cadence. It was similar to me, and it was sad, and it was not very inspiring. And I was like, ooh, I don't like this. But that doesn't matter too much. We're talking, give me some wins. Let me hear what you look like after 100 games. Let me see how you sound. Let me hear you react to some more moments. Let me not have you still feel like a kid who feels out of his element, because that's what he felt like in his first pressers, right? He felt like somebody who has imposter syndrome. He felt like someone who looked a little insecure. He kept talking about college. He even told the media that they might know more about his guys than he does. Like, one of the worst comments I've ever heard a manager make in the history of any sport, right? Or manager, coach, whatever. So yeah, I thought he struggled in the post games, but it doesn't really matter. It was his first few games. Clearly it is a thing. I think that's what we should actually acknowledge. And what I would acknowledge is that it's stupid to pretend it wasn't a thing. It doesn't really matter how he approached it to me now. Taking a step back, I'm like, dude, this was a thing. You really weren't an MLB dude. Your team actually acknowledged you're not an MLB dude. They even joked about it with you after a win. So I think I'm willing to say this really was a thing. And it's okay that it's a thing. And he's going to have to learn throughout the season. And it's going to be hard to have an opinion on him until I'm assuming they're going to give him, unless this is an absolute shit show, 2-3 seasons. And that's when we can form a judgment after they let him coach for a while. And so, yeah, I don't think I have too much of a strong sense of Tony B yet.
Well, Art, to your point, the apparently he had the guys wanting to run through a wall before game 1. They said his speech was like a hellfire and brimstone speech. And obviously that's a thing. I just don't want to give too much credence to, he's learning on the job, and I get that, obviously, but you can't just like put this guy under a microscope each game of a 162 game season. I want it to play out more and then see where they are as far as wins and losses. Obviously, stylistically, he's got some figuring out to do, no doubt.
Yeah.
Well, you guys stole all my thunder. Art managed to encompass a whole thing. I started off wanting to rip into Tony V, and believe me, I'm an Italiano. You see my hat? Hey, che cazzo fai? I wanted to rip into the guy, but then Art makes me now want to like back him up. Okay, first of all, I like the Art can't come out and lead with, "Oh, it sounded like Bob Melvin. He's a joke," or whatever. First of all, what does Bob Melvin have to do with anything? Leave Bob Melvin alone. He's like a assistant GM, assistant front office person or whatever with the Sacramento A's now. Always be the Oakland A's, Berkeley A's, whatever. Leave Bob Melvin alone. This is all I'm saying. You should be smart enough. And this kind of goes back to the college basketball conversation that we were having. He needs to have people in his life that tells him how to do media better. You can't go to the media and sit in front of these people, do what he did in the preseason, and then in this instance go, I got to remember it's not college. There's a lot more games. It's like you're outing yourself. You don't need to make those statements. You don't need to cause the controversy. I like the hire. I like that Posey is on it. I like that the lineup is totally different. I like that you guys are cooking with gas as opposed to just doing the run-of-the-mill thing. But he's bringing it on himself. Like, you don't need to say that you did the Brim and Firestone speech or whatever. I think it was actually after game 2. Was it before game 1?
That's what I heard. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I thought it was after the second loss going into the third game. Whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is, stop bringing stuff on yourself. You know what I mean? Like, he looked very happy after the win. He congratulated all his coaches and his players, and but the numbers were putrid. Have you seen how putrid they were for the first 3 games? And I'm not trying to be a Giants hater here.
Historically,
they set the record for
games. Historically bad.
First 3 games, historically putrid. It's never happened, I believe. Am I wrong? Was it just 2?
Well, for one run, the hits 4 hits in the first 2 games.
That doesn't have a goddamn thing to do with coaching. So it's clearly that has nothing to do with Tony V. Like, if you go 2 games and you don't get a goddamn hit, your players suck for those 2 games.
That was on the players. They're pressing. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Baseball is kind of mysterious in that way. Sometimes you have a bad matchup. The Yankees staff is nasty this year too. I think they are better than they've been in years. So watch out for them. Padres starting to make some hay here. Logan Webb, 3rd inning, having trouble. Real shocker.
Just to go back, and I'm not trying to pour salt in the wound. I swear to God, when I heard that they were the most putrid to start a 3-game season, I had to put down some of this stuff. They were outscored 13-1 by the Yankees in a 3-game sweep. The 11th team to score no more than 1 run over the first initial 3 games of the season. Matched the franchise record Saturday by reaching 20 innings without scoring to begin the season before finally getting a run in the 3rd inning of a 3-1 loss. They were also the only team to hit without a home run until Bader drove a 1-2 pitch from Buehler off the facade on the second deck of left field, leading off the 3rd. There was one other horrible stat that I didn't write down. Anyways, it was a bad start, but here's the thing. And this is what I was preaching when Dave G was out there saying that Bruce Bochy was a bad manager and Barry Bonds wasn't good at baseball. He wasn't doing that, but you know what I'm saying. My point is, you were playing. You have to factor in that you were playing the Yanks. If I told you guys, hey boys, I was in a fist fight last night, I got my ass whooped, It would be a lot different if I said it was Mike Tyson than if I told you it was some random guy that was at the bar, right? I mean, I'm not saying the Yankees are Mike Tyson, but you do have to factor in who you're playing. That's all.
No, it was impressive. It was impressive that the Giants pitching staff kept the Yankees to as few runs as they had in those second.
Agreed. Yeah, I think you can take pot. Yeah.
Giants bullpen's been lights out, except for Ryan Walker last night. We got to figure that shit out.
So
it's all right. You still got the win, but yeah.
Well, yeah, and I actually say Walker actually did what you want, right? I was sitting there saying just make sure you don't walk this guy, right? Because you don't want to put the tying run to the plate. So I was saying just let him hit a 2-run jack. If anything, the worst case scenario for Walker in that position was to walk Merrill. So I was actually happy that he went out there, threw him a pitch, and he got hit. But
he had a 4-pitch walk to start the goddamn inning, Artie.
Well, of course that's not good, but I mean, I'm saying in the situation he got in at 3-2, I said make sure you give him something to hit. Don't get.
And then he should have walked Tatis. He didn't challenge the pitch.
Well,
Jake,
Art, breathe a little. Okay? Let that man breathe.
Art is the only person that would be worse. Art would be the only person worse than Tony V at the press. Art would walk up there and go, "Yeah, told the guy serve it up. Needed a home run there. Had to have it. Best case scenario is a 2-run jack there. NBD, we're in business."
Bill, I get it. Bill doesn't know ball. That's okay. Bill wants him to throw his best pitch to get you to walk the tying run to the plate. Not Art. Art's going out there calling timeouts saying you better throw a damn strike here. Let him hit a home run.
No, that's what they call a rally-killing home run. I get your point, Art. The Giants did it many times last year in the ninth.
But let me tell you what I actually. So we're talking small sample sizes, and we're not talking salt and wounds because I don't even know that you're wounded yet. But what I would be a little worried about early in this Major League Baseball season is something maybe happening to Nick Kurtz, who knows? Is he really the player his fans think he is? The guy is starting the season under $1. He had a really, really slow last month of the season. I think he struck out in about 40% of his bats in his last month. Guys get figured out. He really struggled at the end of last year. He's striking out in every at-bat this year. You get guys that get anointed. You see Roman Anthony. Everybody wants to tell you how good he is. He can't get a hit. Now, again, we're early in the season. But if I'm an A's fan, that's my big worry. You got Lawrence Butler, who's got a knee injury, who can't stay healthy. Everybody wants to talk about him. Is he great? You got Jack Wilson, not starting off great. You got Nick Kurtz. Sorry, Jacob Wilson. You got Nick Kurtz struggling. So I'm saying everybody's so big on these A's, and I'm not saying they're bad yet. I think they could be great, and I like the A's. I think they're upstart. I want to enjoy them. But I did a little bit of digging, and I just was wondering, and part of my digging was due to young Hank, my cousin here, who's just pretending he knows about Nick Kurtz, pretending he loves Nick Kurtz, and purchasing every Nick Kurtz baseball card that exists on planet Earth. And so I wanted to see, is Nick Kurtz really guaranteed to be this good? Like, let me take a look at this guy. And lo and behold, the guy shit the bed in the last month of last season and almost struck out every at bat.
So okay, first of all, for anybody watching, shout out, by the way, Jacob Lucas, Artavon Daveron, Zachariah Slenderbrook, Heat Check under the Humm Daddies umbrella. Thank you for watching. But I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit, okay? Pull the curtain back is it's a term in the industry where you tell the people how the sausage is made, if you will. We have a show rundown, okay? Guess what was not on that show rundown? Was A's Talk. Now, Art, I think felt, I don't know, threatened or something because I was talking shit about how futile the Giants were in those first 3 games. I didn't even bust out all the numbers on how bad the Giants were. Now you're attacking me about Nick bleeping Curse. What the bleep is this? Not in the show rundown. Okay?
He's on fire.
I will say this again. Yeah, on fire. We haven't even gotten to the Heat Check segment. Look, man, we played the Blue Jays, and this is coming off a win. We just beat the bleeping Braves. I should be crowing. We're cooking with gas now. Yes, not a good start for him.
Sorry.
Now we're going back to the Giants? Okay, we can do that. I think
Webb gave up 3 earnings.
I think. Oh, right now?
Yeah, Giants 4.
I was going back to the Yanks game.
No, yeah, we're just talking live baseball.
This is
I was
rough.
going back to the Yanks game. He got
We're
bad
watching
luck
this
in
game
that. I
live.
don't.
There's Logan Webb. If you watched my first game rant, got a lot of views. Those of you who watched it, thank you. Logan Webb is overrated. I'm sorry. He's an
Yep.
innings eater. He's not a lights out pitcher. And after giving up ass to the Yankees in the second inning, after 3, he's given up 3 earnings to San Diego. Come on, Logie.
Ship him out of town.
Okay,
Anyway,
just
you know, I was
to
also
put a
looking
little
bit-
bow on Art's little.
You go,
Yeah.
G.
No. Am I on like a delay or whatever? Anyways, I'll just say yes. I mean, not the best start, but it's pretty much what I thought was going to happen, where our offense is going to be pretty dominant. We don't have the pitching. And just to go back to the Webb thing, I think in that Yankees game, he did the opposite of the Freed for the Yankees, where they were both in like bases loaded or whatever, and then one guy got lucky and got out of it, and one guy didn't. So I don't know what happened in this game. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I'm trying to focus on the show. Other than Jake, who's watching a game, and Art, who's trying to manage his whole family, I'm focused on this show and this show only. So I will just say I'm not worried about Webb. I think Webb's an absolute stud. And I don't buy into the whole baseball, World Baseball Classic curse or whatever they're trying to say it is.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on Nick Kurtz. And let's make sure you can pick it back up soon. Make sure you can get that.
Yeah, I didn't expect. Yeah, he's 1 for like 27. I get it. I didn't expect the ambush. He's going to be fine, pal. Talk to me in 2 weeks. The guy's going to be batting 278.
I want to acknowledge that I was a little hard on what he did last year. He did, you know, his last month, he still had OPS 879. It was decent, but the guy struck out 34 times and 89 at bats. We don't want to see that. And go take a look at that early season. He's doing a whole lot of striking out. So let's see if he can.
Yeah, I know. I understand. They played the Blue Jays.
It's called a sophomore slump. You know, it's fine.
And sometimes sophomore.
No, it's not. It's way too early to say sophomore slump. Okay, let's move on to the segment that Art created.
Campaign for him.
Yeah, he'll be out of the league.
Let's move on to the segment. Let's move on here at Heat Check. Again, Jake Lucas, Artavon Daveron, Zachariah, Heat Check under the Humm Daddies umbrella. Follow, like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. Let's move on to the segment that Art created. Are you icy?
Before we move on, big start for your boy Savali. Did you see that? Because that's a big signing for you guys. He's starting for you in the rotation, coming off 2 terrible years.
We won, man.
We
won. You buried the lead because you shit on Kurtz.
Yeah, he had a hell of a start. 5 innings, I think, 2 earned. Gave him some good.
We'll take it.
Fought hard.
Yeah, our pitching's going to be our downfall. But yeah, that was great.
And that's your West
Right.
Sacramento A's
now
update
it is
on Heat Check.
Oh, we're talking A's all
First
year.
of all,
We're
you
not
took-
talking A's all year. What are we talking about on this cast?
Agreed. You know, Jake took me to my first A's game in Sacramento. All right. This is called icy, mid, or on fire. Icy is for the old schoolers. Mid is for the youngsters. On fire is for pretty much everybody. So are you icy, mid, or on fire? And let's talk about what everybody's pretty much been talking about. I mean, we kind of buried the lead, but we kind of had to. You got to talk March Madness. You got to talk Giants baseball. But the ABS, the old pitch check, the old tap your helmet, the old, whatever. Are you icy, mid, or are you on fire? Jake, let us know.
I'm on fire. I absolutely love it. It's
okay.
I was a little confused by everyone kept saying the robot umps are coming. But in this format where you just get a couple challenges a game, and then if you keep getting them right, you keep getting them. I love it, dude. And especially since we have Patrick Bailey, who's maybe the best catcher in the league at telling balls and strikes, that helps a lot. And it totally you feel so like, I don't want to say, you just feel like you got abused when you get a bad strike called on you during an important moment in a game that takes you out of the at-bat, that ends the inning, that ends the game even. And this gives you a little glimmer of hope that if an umpire tries to F you over, you can say, hold on, wait 1 sec. And it just feels like there's a little justice. And I like the fact that the players can kind of embarrass the umps for making terrible calls by humiliating them after challenging the call and it being replayed to everybody and seeing how bad the ump effed that up. So I like it a lot. I'm on fire about it. Love the ABS.
Hey, Jay Ludes, let a brother know, how does it work as far as mechanics wise? How many times can a team do it? What are the rules around it? Do you have that locked in?
I believe it's 2, and if you keep getting them right, you keep getting challenges. So it's similar to like challenges during a game.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's not similar.
Easy on the F-bombs, bud.
It's not similar. You're telling me you can go all night?
If you keep getting them right.
I mean, that's not similar to the NFL. That's totally different and absolutely amazing.
No, it's like play challenges in the MLB. When you challenge like an out call, if you keep getting them right, you can keep going, I believe.
Got it. Anyway, that is beautiful. I didn't know the exact rule and the way it's implemented. That is unbelievable.
It's awesome.
I completely agree. It makes Pat Bailey more valuable. I was a little bit confused why people were saying that they thought he could get another way to get value out of Bailey, because I figured, stupid me, I should take the time to learn the rule, but I just assumed you could only do it a few times, just sort of the way most replays have been implemented, knowing that you can just keep doing it and keep getting it right. Yeah. My God, that's huge. That's amazing. So sorry for not really doing the segment. I haven't seen a ton of them, but hell yeah, I'm on fire about it because I just love the way it's implemented, learning that now. So if you didn't know about it, you know about it from Jay Lou, and that's beautiful. Hell yeah. Sign me up. Give me 100 strikes every game, Patty boy.
Yeah, in spring training, every single one he challenged, he got right.
Yep, I saw that. And
I
saw on opening night when they challenged and got it wrong. When they were up big, Bonds ripped into him. You remember? Were you watching the post game? Bonds and Pujols saying the next day you're getting thrown at if you do that. Up big, challenging a pitch that was actually a ball.
Right.
I mean, they were disgusted.
Yeah.
Well, also he was wrong. Yeah, but I believe the Yankees were 5 for 5 yesterday on challenges, and I've told this story a million times, but if somebody's just listening for the first time, I'll tell it again. When I was doing radio in Salt Lake, I went to a AAA game and I watched this because they started it off in AAA to like see if it worked or whatever. Worked absolutely seamlessly. Didn't notice anything. The second a pitch came and the batter or the pitcher or whoever or the catcher or the manager disagreed with the call, they put it right up on the big board and then it immediately showed it. It's like, Artie, your mom's a huge tennis fan. It's exactly like that where it shows whether or not it's in or out. Yeah. That shit takes 2 seconds. So, I mean, to me, the bigger question is, why don't you just do this for every pitch?
Well, I thought that's what was going to happen. I kept hearing robot umps are coming, and I had problems with that because I still like a little human aspect to the game, and I didn't want. It sounded like umpires were going to have to have something in their ear that buzzed them when it's a strike or didn't.
Well, they already do, Jake. They already do. They already have something in their ear.
No, I know, but it sounded like they had to relay the computer or something, and I don't know if they try that out at certain levels, but that doesn't sound nearly as cool to me as the way the ABS is working.
Yeah, Art, I mean, what do you think? I mean, for me, I do like the human element. Like, we didn't play in the major league, we didn't play in the major leagues. We didn't even play college. But, like, we played a ton of baseball, and you knew whether or not an ump had a low strike zone or a high strike zone or called it outside or inside or had a big one or a small one, you know what I mean? Pause. But, like, so I do like the human element to it. But if we're going to do it like this, I think you just go full blown. You can still look, they call safe and out at home plate, right? But then they go back and you can check on the video whether or not they were safe or out. So what are the umps even really doing? And I don't want robots instead of humans. When I go to the grocery store, I never go through the self-check line. I always go to the human person that runs your shit through with the barcode and takes your cash or your credit card or whatever. I'm all for the humans, but in this instance, if you're going to have it like this, why not just do it full blown?
Yeah, I mean, to go back to what you were saying, so I don't really have so it's interesting because I think it's obvious that it makes sense to have a good strike zone, to call a normal strike zone, and to not have weird different strike zones for different umpires.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, and at this point we're approaching old head status, and we've had, like you said, our experience both watching and playing in these games.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there is something kind of fun and funny about seeing that there's going to be a weird strike zone and then going and attacking it and watching it fucking ruin a game. And when it's for you, it's pretty great. I mean, I will say one of the most fun games I ever pitched in my life was an all-star tournament when Connor and BDAV were the coaches, and I started the game, and we just realized early on they're calling it about a foot off. And literally, we just called fastball.
Yeah, but that's not. Hang on.
I'm just saying. We called pitch all game. I was lights out, dialed in like goddamn Greg Maddux, and I was hitting this.
That's not baseball.
Boom, 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 boom. That was a fun day. Anyhow, I have memories of Levon.
That's not baseball.
I got memories of Glavine and Maddux, and I agree. It's kind of weird and kind of bullshit, and we probably don't want it. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's not impressive when you watch a guy learn a strike zone and start darting it right there every time. I don't know. The problem is, and the big problem is, it's often not consistent, right? If you had an umpire that could create a zone and it was like choose your own adventure, you got to figure out what the strike zone is, but it's actually a strike zone, I'll tell you that. I would choose that. If you told me we get a human and he gets to just create a strike zone and it's going to be a little different every game, and you as a pitcher and a team have to figure out what he's calling, I might roll with that one. It has to be the same, but it's got to be consistent. But I like the fact that it's a moving target a little bit, but I don't know. I'm a weirdo.
Go ahead, Jake. I got nothing for that. I couldn't disagree more, but you go ahead, Jake.
I mean, I don't like when umpires have strike zones that are completely otherworldly. I don't like that. I might like when a pitcher has to kind of pitch to a lower strike zone or a higher strike zone, or maybe he gets the inside pitch a little more. This foot outside shit I'm not feeling. But yeah, I like the way it's going right now. I'm going to stick with the ABS and how the challenges work. I'm really enjoying baseball just as it's being played. I've been watching random games, which I don't always do. It's the way the rules are right now, the way the game is flowing, it's great. So don't change anything right now.
Yeah.
Stop the changes.
Separate conversation. Let me just ask one more version of what I was just talking about. And if you liked it, or just never really liked it anyway. So what about the pitcher that's dialed in and that is pitching a 7, 8, 9 inning gem, and he's so locked in that he has sort of changed the strike zone by moving a quarter of an inch further out every time and getting it so that there's different versions of the way you see strike zones change. And yeah. I just remember also watching sometimes, Pedro painting that corner, and then starting to be 3 inches off or 1 inch off or a half inch off, and getting those calls. And I used to find that sort of entertaining too. And part of me wonders, and I'm not even supporting it. I think ultimately I'm in support of the new way they're doing it. I think it's better. But I did find something sort of cool and enjoyable about the fact that you're working an umpire. And that goes to Zach's sort of point, frankly, of the human element just being a little bit fun. And like, there was a thing about how if you're setting up outside and you used to be setting up right on the corner from the middle, and you started all of a sudden setting up so really your pinky was on the outside corner now, and you're more and more off the plate. And if you're dotting that all game, that you're starting to get that, I don't know. That was always a part of baseball. And so you're actually losing, I would say, a part of the game when you do it. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but it was a part of the game.
That's a good point. But how often do we see pitchers go into the 8th and 9th now? I'd much rather have there be justice for the hitters or for the pitcher in the 9th when there's, a lot on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that has I think pitch count and fucking bleeping rest, strategize rest and pitch count. I think that has more to do with pitchers not getting into it. I think the bottom line is you're either a guy that goes, there is an element to the game where, like, yes, an umpire has a different zone than the other guy, or you're the guy that says, like in football, did he get his toe in? Right? So you're either pro the review and getting it exactly right, which leads us into robots and taking the human element out of it, or you're not. And I don't even know where I'm at on that because I'm anti-robot, but I'm pro getting it right. So I just think with this, it sounds like you guys are both like on fire about this, just to go back to the segment. And I feel like I'm pretty mid on it because I'm pro what they're doing, but you also have to check when you do it. Like Art said, he didn't realize you could do it multiple times. And I believe the Yankees were 5 for 5. But like at that point, why not? Like, why do you even need the humans? Like, a computer can tell you if it's a ball or a strike, and a computer can tell you whether or not a guy's safe or out. So what are you doing?
Well, but I feel like you should be on fire because you're getting the best of both worlds. In your world, you're getting superhuman element. You got an umpire calling the game. You got a catcher that's got to be able to tell you if it's a strike, and and you get both. So the umpire is ultimately calling that game. But if you got a catcher that can call it like it is, he's able to fix it. And so I kind of think you're actually getting exactly what you want.
Here's the thing. First of all, funny that you said that because I watched all of that Netflix shit and I didn't see Bond saying that guy will get plunked next time for doing that bleep or whatever. I didn't even see that, but I did see that he did it. And I did see that they took his helmet, his catcher's helmet, and put it into the Hall of Fame because it was the first time that somebody challenged something and he actually got it wrong. So my whole thing is in the first inning, there was a pitch that was way outside on Aaron Judge and they didn't review it. And if they had reviewed it, they would have won it. And then they would have had more challenges, but they didn't want to do it in the first inning. And Aaron Judge ended up going 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. So I don't know. I'm torn on the whole thing. I mean, I think ultimately getting it right is the best possible outcome, but then that means you're taking all the human element out of it, which I'm not a huge fan of. So I'm torn on. That's why I'm mid. Anyways, seems like you guys want to move on. We can move on.
Moving on.
Ready to move on? Okay.
Moving
We're
on.
good? Okay. All right. Am I like super delayed again?
Not super. A couple seconds now. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Did you hear about this Shohei Ohtani souvenir cup?
Saw that in your notes.
Okay.
No, I didn't see anything about it.
All right. So it started off.
SF Giants 999, but we're talking Ohtani fucking souvenir cup, huh? Let's hear about it.
No, go ahead. Take the show over. I'm fine.
No, let's hear about it. I want to hear about Ohtani's souvenir cup. Let's go.
No, I'm backing off. If you feel strongly that this is a shit topic and you have a better one, you go ahead.
Come on, give me Ohtani. I just, you love Ohtani.
No, I want to know yours now.
Come on, let me.
I want to know yours now.
No, I'm not.
No, I want to know yours now.
Nope. Souvenir
what
cup.
is 777? The
You really
beers
want
and
me
the
to
hot
just-
dogs and the whatever?
Yeah, you want me to steal the San Francisco Giants put out a promotion that was so pathetic. It was supposed to be 999. You get 9 hot dogs, 9 cups of beer, and what's the other 9? Why is it 999? Because all I know is you get 9 cups of beer.
Your topic.
You get 24 ounces of beer, and you get 9 little hot dogs, and you're supposed to the challenge is to eat one every inning. Well, guess what the kicker is? You couldn't fill the goddamn cups with the beer they were selling you, and the thing cost $48. So the Giants, shame on you. You're a Major League Baseball franchise. You make billions. You make millions. You're trying to put out a real product. You're trying to take people's money to come through the gates. Well, don't put out a promo that costs damn near $50 for a few hot dogs and a beer and not let us fill the beer. Okay?
They said it wasn't even a full tall can spread out amongst 9 cups.
They give you these 9 cups. You can't even fill the 9 cups in a way that looks like a real cup. So don't give us this challenge and then fail that hard and have a huge promo about it. SF Gate put out an article about it that showed you how to do it, and it was not feasible. And so shame on you, San Francisco Giants. And now let me hear about Shohei Ohtani souvenir cup.
No. Hang on. First of all, you make fun of me because I listen to the most popular radio show in America, Boomer and Geo. And they talked about this where they were going to do it in New York, but the cups were not actually real. It was 777. This is 999.
999. The other thing is
the New York one was 777, but there was complaints that the beer. But you're saying they didn't put enough beer in the cups for the 777?
Well, no, for the 999, they just gave you a tall can, and they said fill your own damn
Oh.
beers. And they don't. I mean, we already know that already tells you your beers can only be 2.5 ounces, and then the beers in themselves, the cups are big. He just, he poured a few pours. They're barely anything, and then he ran out.
Yeah.
So it's just sad. You're out here ripping us off like this.
So the Giants were piggybacking off of the New York thing.
I guess it was. I mean, is the New York thing new, or was it last year too?
No, it was like for opening day. It was like for
Giants did the same thing. So it's probably maybe multiple teams decided to do this 999 thing, but I hear it got shit on by everybody involved.
Did they cover it on the Netflix broadcast?
No, it was an article in the paper. It was on like social media and stuff.
No, Netflix broadcast, all they did is have famous Jameis eating Cracker Jacks and shit. That's what the Netflix was, right?
That's not true, man. That first of all, did you see that dope ass American flag? That was one of the best American flags I've ever seen.
I don't even know what that means. Was it a flag?
Rags is a big Boomer and Geo.
No, it was.
Fan, by the way, the smoke.
It was flag? Fireworks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I saw that.
It was a smoke American flag.
Yeah, that's pretty tight.
I know how much you love the American flag. You got to look it up. Anyways, all right. The Shohei shit doesn't make any sense if you look at the numbers. So they sold a Shohei, what's it called? Compensatory, whatever, like a cup that you get, right? It's got his number, it's got his body.
Commemorative.
Yeah, what did I say? What did I say?
Compensatory.
Yeah, you were looking for like a compensatory pick. Rule 9.
That's what we call a billism. Art knows about it. Anyways, so they sell this thing
by now.
Yeah. I'm a big billism guy. So, anyways, they sold this thing for $74.99, right? $74.99. Now, the key part is you get the cup, right? But also, whatever soda you choose, you can refill that for free for life, right? Then it got backlash for being too much. So they changed it to $68.99, but then the free refills only last for the year. Wouldn't you have rather paid the extra $7 and had free refills for the rest of your life than pay $7 less and just have refills for the season?
Yeah. Are you sure that's right? That makes zero sense that fans would be outraged with that and then want
I copied and pasted, bro. It got backlash for how much it was, so they dropped it by $7, but now you only get it for the season. Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Anyway,
doesn't make sense at all.
Dumb all the way around. But by the way, Jung-Hoo Lee might have just had one of the best slides in the history of baseball, for anyone watching this. And also, I tough talked that guy last night. I said he's garbage. Tonight, he drove one right off the top of the wall and just got another base knock, and he's making his way around the bases. Just had an amazing slide.
Yeah, 2 for 3, 2 doubles. No problem for my boy Jung-Ho.
Yeah, I was really.
All right, you know what you're doing, by the way? You know what you're doing other than ruining the show is now you're making me put the game on because now I look like a jackass for not watching it live. But that's fine. Anyways, the third one, I just want
listening or watching the Giants game too.
Well, they're going to watch it later, and now I'm the jackass not watching it. So now I'm firing up my TV. You guys are going to say something about the reflection over my left shoulder, and so now I'm the jackass not watching the game. I'm about to be, and then I'm not going to pay attention to you guys. You guys can run the show, as Art just took it over with his take. Anyways, the last thing, the Browns coach, Todd Monken, okay? Now, every year, these idiots, these rich idiots, by the way, nothing richer in the entire world than the NFL. Coaches, players, owners. It is the, I don't even know what you want to call it. It's the richest thing that, like, if we just talked NFL, like the whole time, just by ourselves, we would probably have numbers through the wazoo. If we had just called it like football trio, we would be gazillionaires. Everybody loves football. So, anyways, these owners and these GMs and these idiots, they all meet together somewhere in Dallas and like sit in a lobby bar and drink top shelf fucking whiskey or whatever, bleeping whiskey or whatever. Anyways, they take a picture of all the head coaches, and the Browns coach missed the picture. Why? And I actually wanted to ask this. I should have put this on the poll. We should be doing polls, but we're past that. Polls would be fun because I'd like to know who's right, who's wrong. But I would like to know, out of us three, who would be most likely to do this. The new Cleveland Browns head coach missed
You would be most
the
likely to do this.
NFL head coach's picture because he went to get a haircut. Who do you think out of us three would be most likely to miss?
Is this a real question?
You.
What do you think the answer is?
Obviously,
I got you. Oh, I got you.
Of course, you don't want to put.
I don't care about my hair.
Yeah, put a poll
No,
on the
just
poll.
missing an event for something like that would be you.
Yeah. If we're putting a poll up, we're going to 100%.
Yeah. No, hang on. I agree on that. Missing something, definitely me. Missing it for a haircut is you.
Well, I mean, why? I cut my own hair. I would do it in the morning, and I'm there. What do you mean? Why would I miss the event for a haircut?
All right, Jake. So you're co-signing with him on this. You got me too.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. I say for a haircut, Art.
You'd be
Well,
busy.
But also,
you
how-
find out that you had a production team with you at the damn hair studio, and that's why you missed the goddamn event.
Also, how Browns is that? Like, of course, the new Browns.
That was my bigger point.
Is gonna miss a meeting like that. Of course, it's a Browns guy. It's so Browns.
That was my bigger point.
Yeah.
0 Super Bowls. They have like their world championships before it counted. Yeah, this is the most Browns thing ever. My favorite part, and I don't know why I enjoy it so much. Huh?
Shador and Judkins, baby. It's a new sheriff in Cleveland.
My favorite part, J. Lou, and I don't know why I enjoy it this much. He didn't miss it because he was late. He didn't miss it because he was like out partying. He didn't miss it. He missed it specifically because he was going to get a haircut for the picture.
Yeah.
I don't know why I like that so much.
It's It's just absolute failure at everything. It's totally inept. That's the Browns.
A really bad sign as a head coach because it means you have very little attention to detail. The guy couldn't figure out how to sign it correctly.
He was also like, they shouldn't have fired Stefanski. They hired like their last option. Like the Browns situation, look, I'm a Finn situation, which is horrendous, but there's no situation like the Browns situation. You're literally cursed. You got a guy that's a pervert that you're paying like $40 million. That's probably not going to pay for you. You got Shador Sanders. You got everybody else. You got Gabriel. I mean, like the whole thing is a shit show.
Permanent
Anyways,
dumpster fire
every
year.
Don't talk Shador.
We'll touch a little bit. Well, we'll touch a little bit more as Artie's rocking his. By the way, Artie, most confusing human being on the planet. Guy goes to his kids' practices wearing Niners gloves and gloats on it, and now he's rocking a Chiefs shirt. We'll talk about.
What? When did I go to a kid's practice with a Niners glove on?
Oh, you were in Tahoe. Whatever. Vacation, doesn't matter. You were rocking Niners gloves. Yes or no?
Yeah, but pretty big difference.
Okay, all right, whatever. You went somewhere in public. You went somewhere in public and took a picture wearing Niners gloves, which is ridiculous as you mock Niners fans when you beat them twice in the Super Bowl. But let's move on. We'll get to your Chiefs in a second, as Andy Reid thinks and you think Patty Mahomes is going to be locked and loaded for week 1. I want to talk a little bit of Niners here with Jake. And what exactly are you eyeing here in the draft, J. Lou? Would you like?
Well, I'd like
would you
to
like
talk
a trade?
Jackson Mahomes over everything. Let's go Jackson.
Okay, good joke. Let's
Any
move
new
on.
TikToks? Any new TikToks from Jackson?
Good joke. Move on.
Yeah, let's go. Niners draft. I want some meat, baby. I want some interior linemen. Okay, or give me, I'll take a tackle. I'll take just anything in the trenches, dude. Usually, a lot of the time they go
really
linemen, That's
You've
fine
turned
too.
into a trenches guy?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, well, I'm sick of Shanahan picking these undersized wideouts every goddamn year in the first round. Like, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
We don't need another
Yeah.
5'11" wideout. Like, give me a goddamn break, especially now that we got Evans. We need
You're obviously
linemen.
not going to get a wide receiver in the draft. You're not going to get a running back in the draft or a meaningful one that's going to play. You might get somebody for,
Have you followed what Kyle Shanahan does in the draft? He loves.
Did you guys sign a running back yet? I can't remember. Or did you just lose a running back? I know you lost Brian Robinson, but did you sign another one?
We have CMC. There's Jordan James. There's Ike Garendo.
Oh, but you didn't sign another one. It's the same crew.
It's the same. There's a couple backups everyone's been wanting to see. That those guys are still on the team.
Yeah. And then there's just Brian Robinson's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. And I was a big fan of him. Shanahan only runs McCaffrey into the ground. He'll do it again until he gets hurt. That's the Shanahan way. He's not going to draft a lineman high, even though that's what I want. I want an offensive lineman drafted high. It's not going to happen, but that's what I want.
I like it. Okay, that was a very, I mean, you threw a lot of shit in there. You talked a lot of shit about Shanahan. You talked a lot of shit about the roster, but you got to the ultimate point. You could have just said, "Oh, lineman," but that wouldn't have taken up enough time. So, Art, what do you think the Niners needs? Because I don't agree with Jake.
I'm not sure what their needs are, but I want to piggyback off something Jake said. So, pardon me for not answering your question. Did Brian Robinson end up in Atlanta? And where did Algier go? Or am I making that up?
This guy's focused on the running back room.
Well, where did Algier end up? I just remember seeing that little.
So Brian's backing up Bijan, I believe,
which I really like. That's why I said it, because he's going to get run there, because they like the two-headed monster. And where did Algier go? Did he go to Miami or something to back up it? Where did Algier end up?
I don't know.
Not Miami.
Not
Where's
sure.
Algier?
Text line can help us.
I have no idea.
Help us out if you.
He's about to. Let's see where he ended up. Tyler. Oh yeah, that's why I care. Oh no, never mind. He's the Cardinals. I thought he was with the Bears, and that was.
Oh, my Cards got him. Nice.
Your Cards got
Cardinals. Yeah. Most irrelevant place he could have landed.
That's a great spot for him. Oh, what a smart man.
With James Conner.
Conner's going to get hurt. Yeah. And then they got that other guy that gets hurt a lot. That young guy. Anyway, 49ers needs. I don't think I could tell you. I don't know enough about the place they're in right now to tell you other than what Jake said. I think that's the common knowledge. Sort of people say they need to beef up on the O-line or D-line. I think that's sort of what people are thinking. People are pumped off Drake Greenlaw coming back. DB. Yeah, they got the whatever it's called. I'm missing my words, but the skill players. They got their skill players for the most part, right? They got their receivers, they got their running back, they got their quarterback. So they're gonna have to do the details. I don't know where are they at on the back four. I don't know much about where they feel like they're at on the back four. How do Niners fans? How do you feel, Jake? Where are they at with their exact? If that was
DBs, their corners, they could use some upgrading. Safeties are solid.
Yeah, that's where I was.
They need some corners.
That's where you're going. Yeah, Z. Where?
That's where I was going. Yeah.
So where are they at?
No, I think their D line is solid enough. I think their O line is solid enough. I think the secondary. I mean, here's what I usually do, and it's led to no success as a Dolphins fan. But I look at the teams that have won the Super Bowl prior, and the Seahawks had that shit on lock. Like, you watch those games, and there were good games with the Niners, good games with the Rams. Super Bowl wasn't as exciting as it probably should have been or whatever. But bottom line is you got to shore all that shit up. And I think if you're a Niners fan and you're looking at, front seven, back four, you're looking at all the different parts. Yes, obviously, always a great O-line is amazing, and a great front four is amazing. Great front seven is amazing. But think about all the years where the Niners were balling and getting themselves to places. You got to have the secondary shown up. Look at like what Ed Reed did for the Ravens in Baltimore. You like safety, cornerback. That's where I would look. And they're picking in a range where that pick makes more sense. Nobody's taking a DB or a safety in the top 10 or whatever. So whatever, we'll see.
I mean, my question would be, who do you guys?
I wanted Cooper DeJean, right? I wanted him. Know who he drafted over that fool?
That would have been nice.
Ricky Pearsall. Okay? I was absolutely devastated. And I bet Shanahan's going to do the same kind of shit this year. Does it every year.
So let me ask.
All right, cut that up. Cut that. Okay. We need to have We need to have a new segment, Art. Cut that up. Hashtag cut that up. So we need to cut Jake up saying that. And then if they pick an O lineman or a secondary player like I want it cut up where Jake says they're going to take a wide receiver. Now, if Jake's right and Shanahan and Lynch
I'm gonna kill
take a
myself
wide
if I'm right.
receiver,
I'm gonna kill myself if I'm right.
No, I'm just saying we can have a segment called "Cut It Up," where somebody predicts something, you cut it up, and then you play it later and see whether or not it. Sorry, Artie, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
Like it.
No, you're good. I'm curious. What are your thoughts? I don't think we've talked about it. What were your thoughts on the Niners signing a while back of Osa Odigizua? I'm sure I didn't say his name perfectly, but he's played a lot in Dallas. Came over. So do you think he helped shore up the line? They got Dre Greenlaw back. Do you like the linebackers? And then I'm just sort of curious. I feel like I don't have a good sense of the back four. And I know I said it, and you talked about that being the need. I mean, like, are fools feeling Lenore, Jair Brown, Bernardo Green? I feel like a lot of people don't like, is what I mostly hear. Like, who are you buying and who are you selling and where do you need upgrades?
Here's the thing. A lot of those guys were sophomores this last year. Their rookie years, like Mustafa had a dope ass rookie year. So did Green. He had an impressive rookie year too. They kind of slumped, and we had Upton Stout, I believe, was a rookie this last year. He was pretty solid. So I think overall we're doing better in the safety positions than we are we're very shallow at corner. The guys we got right now, none of them are like standout absolute studs as DBs, but I think it's a solid core. You kind of need one shutdown corner that we need to sign. Front seven is really good.
Well, Jake,
have been great.
Or you protect him with the front seven, though. That's what a lot of teams
front seven is damn good
with your front seven. So if they're damn good, and that means getting pressure, you got to get pressure. But if you're getting pressure,
which we we're dead last in pressure last year. I mean, every year our front seven gets injured, like every single goddamn year. So it's hard to just count on that. I would like.
I mean, both as soft as Charmin. So come on.
Yeah, I would like a shutdown corner, man. That's been on my wish list forever, as has like a high draft pick offensive lineman.
Okay, so I swayed you.
You got the curse of Bosa.
The
Bosa curse.
I just swayed you.
Zach, no, I've been saying an offensive lineman or a corner for the last like 5 years, one or the other.
Okay, but I swayed you to corner because you said offensive lineman.
Yeah, well,
I swayed you to corner, but
that would be over corner right now.
But Jake,
in general,
how many Thursday night footballs did we do when you were telling me that some guy that was signed off the street was starting at corner or playing safety or whatever? Like, that defensive backfield.
Off the street last year.
Well, I mean, every position, but specifically that. I believe at one time you told me this guy was not even in the facility to start the year, and he's our starting cornerback.
So many of those guys.
Yeah, and look, you signed Mike Evans, which again, if you're a Niners hater, not that I know any Niners haters, but if you're a Niners hater, that's the worst signing that you could possibly see because I think Mike Evans is everything that they need and want. And what can shut that down? A shutdown, like what was the whole thing with the Revis Island? Right? That guy was signing 1 year, $20 million contracts every year because they wanted a shutdown corner. And the Niners were out there trotting out people that weren't on their roster to start the training camp.
I hear you.
So that's where I would go. And they're in a perfect position in the draft to do it.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I wanted Cooper DeJean. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice. He's got a funny video. All right. Let's see. We're running long here for the most part. The haircut thing we got into. Okay, Art, let's do your come on, here we go. Patty Mahomes is going to be all fine for week 1. Your boy Travis Kelce, aka Mr. Swift, or Mrs. Swift, depending on how you want to gauge it. Is the wedding this summer, correct? He's back on like a 3-year deal, which is not a 3-year deal. You said football was ruined last year. And the only reason why you said that is because the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs. Hopefully football's back for everybody's sake. Hopefully football's back because the Chiefs will be back. Andy Reid says that your boy Patty's dialed and ready to go. Okay. All right. I wasn't done with my rant, but that's fine. Go ahead.
Sorry, I just said I never said it was ruined. I have to get used to just letting you misquote me, and then I'll wait for your rant to finish and then chime in. I apologize for interrupting, but I have to be. It's hard to be consistently, misquoted. So but I didn't say it was ruined. What I said is it's got problems like all the sports. It's in trouble. All right, it's not ruined. I'm not saying it was a 1 year thing the way you guys tried to shape it as. It's not about Patrick Mahomes. It's about just in general, not very good play, a lot of bad quarterbacks. About half the league can't do it. And that's a problem for the NFL. You should have 32 guys that can play quarterback. People like to remind me that that's been the case for a long time. Apparently, quarterbacks have always sucked. So apparently, nobody's been able to figure this out for quite some time. But let me apologize first for interrupting you, or maybe second. Let me apologize second for interrupting you since I already started talking. So I apologize for interrupting your rant. But I don't know if there's that much more to say about this. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to be back. They're going to be a team to deal with. I'm guessing most people who watch the NFL are predicting the Chiefs will be in the playoffs and make a run for the Super Bowl. So let me turn it back to you two. I mean, are you going to actually sit here and tell me that you wouldn't pick the Chiefs over everybody in the AFC?
Guy interrupts. Guy interrupts, has the shortest little take on it, and then flips it around. Jake, go ahead. I'm done. I'm done with that guy. I'm done with Art.
I want Art to answer. So, is the product great again because the Chiefs are back?
Yeah, we made the NFL great again because Patty's coming back week 1.
Well, I mean, the Chiefs, the product will be good again if good teams with good quarterbacks are playing against each other. NFL football isn't that fun to watch when you got a bunch of bums out there trying to play football.
So
Bo Nix and Josh Allen are bad,
except for
Drake May. Drake May is bad.
We'll see.
Do the Chiefs want AJ Brown? Asks Rags.
No, the Chiefs do not want AJ Brown. The Chiefs don't need another wide receiver to get in that room and maybe just not be the best of fit. And we got a lot of personalities on this offense, and we're gonna have to see how they all gel together in Kansas City. I think we could probably use a good receiver like AJ Brown. So yeah, maybe throw him in the mix. But I'm more.
Who asked that?
Rags.
Who asked that?
I'm more curious.
Is Rags a Chiefs fan?
No, he's a Cowboys fan, actually.
No, I mean, I think Rags knows that the Chiefs are potentially looking. There was a lot of rumors about the Chiefs getting Juwan Jennings. I think there's rumors about the Chiefs getting one more solid receiver. And I could see it happening. You never know what's going to happen. Rashid Rice is always in a little bit of trouble. Xavier Worthy is just a sort of gadget man that's not doing much gadgeting. So, the receiving core hasn't looked wonderful. I'm hoping we give Tyquan Thornton more consistent playing time. I thought he looked great last year and then just got, the yank from the lineup real quick. So I'm hoping he gets a little bit more run. But I really honestly do after that because you guys always joke like I'm playing some sort of favoritism. And maybe I just have my pulse not on the NFL. And maybe I'm just such a Chiefs fan that I'm crazy. My guess is that most people assume the Chiefs are going to be back in one of the best teams in the NFL next year. I mean, are you two sitting here telling me you don't think the Chiefs are going to be one of the best teams?
Hang on. You're totally misconstruing what me and Jake are trying to get to you. We didn't.
Z, you're going back to your original
which is that you said the NFL product was crap because the Chiefs were out. We're not saying the Chiefs won't be back next year. They could win the Super Bowl. I'm not doubting that. I'm saying that you said the NFL was crap last year just because the Chiefs didn't make the playoffs.
No, I got you. But then you just asked me what you
Jake, am I right?
The timeout, though. We're talking about two different things because then you asked me how you thought the Chiefs were going to do, and that's why I didn't have much to say. I thought.
No, I asked you whether or not. Well, I asked you whether or not you thought Mahomes would be ready for week 1, and as a byproduct, that would make the NFL great again. That's what I was asking.
Well, if that's all the question was about, the NFL will be great.
Because the Chiefs.
It'll be fun to watch.
You proved my point. All right, we're running long. We're already an hour and a half in. We could do
right, Tyreek.
Tyreek has got to come back to the Chiefs. No, he hasn't signed. Of course, we're going to get him back if he's healthy. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, we got to talk about what needs to happen, though. Who doesn't want to see Odell in New York? You hear he's talking about coming back? Odell met with him in New York.
Special.
Such a bad idea.
About that.
What do you mean? Who gives
Dude,
a
he's
shit
terrible.
About that? You don't want to watch.
He signed with Miami. He's terrible. He's got no talent. He's got nothing in the tank, Art.
Maybe T.O. should come back too.
He
same
should.
difference.
T.O.
Yeah, actually,
I bet T.O. could go for 60.
T.O. would have a better chance, Jake.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Jerry Rice would have a better chance than Odell. All right, let's move on to the word, boys. We're always going to end with Art and his managerial career. We have a cliffhanger for that, so we have to pay off that tease. But we're going to end with the word. I want to start with this, and I've got a hardcore take, but once again, I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Don't do that softball bullshit where you go, oh, it sounds like you have really strong thoughts on the word, so I'm just going to leave it up to you, Zechariah. I want your actual hardcore thoughts. Patrick Beverley said that James Harden is a better player than Dwayne Wade. Jake, you go first.
That is complete bullshit. There is no way in hell that James Harden affects winning the way Dwayne Wade affected winning. Watching Dwayne Wade on that first championship Heat team against the Mavs back in 2006, I believe, was an absolute thing of beauty.
I think it was 7. Really.
Okay. 2006, 2007 season, maybe?
Yeah. Same shit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that James Harden has never even come close to in his entire long-ass career, hopping around teams, demanding trades. Dwayne Wade was an absolute gritty winner. He's a winner. James Harden is not a winner. He fills up stat sheets. He does not play to win the game. Dwayne Wade plays to win the game. So, Patty Bev, I love it when you jump around for Minnesota winning the play-in game or whatever the hell that was. But can't disagree with you more on this one, Beverly. And that's what I think about that.
Art?
Man, when you told me we were at the word and you were talking about Patrick Beverley, I did not think you were going to just be asking me about who's better than Harden and D Wade, because did you see the Pat Beverley and Jason Williams and his old podcasters beef? Did you see all that stuff going down?
No, and I feel like you're going to make me sad. Is it sad?
Well, no, they just gave. I mean, he put out like a big Instagram video, probably video on all socials, where he was told by, is he on Barstool or wherever he's on? I think he's on Barstool, but he was killing the game on a podcast with a couple homies, and they had a huge viewers, they were just killing it. And then the incident came out with him and his sister and her. I don't know exactly what happened. It was, I don't have a strong opinion on it.
Hang on. I'm sorry for interrupting you, and I'm sorry for the listenership that I'm interrupting, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're saying. Who had what?
I don't know that we need to go into this. It's a long, because I don't know all the details, and I was sure you would know the details because it's just a bit. I thought you guys would have just heard about it. Pat Beverley did some crazy shit with his sister and some dude a while ago, and he basically is off his podcast for like 3 months because of it, because Barstool was like, you need to just chill out. We're not keeping you on air for a while. Once this shit gets settled, if your name gets
hang on, back up. Pat Beverley did what with whose sister?
God, I've told you already to start. I don't know the details. I'm sorry. Pat Beverley did shit.
You're talking about white chocolate, Jay Will?
Well, that I'm not talking. I'm just saying he replaced Pat Bev on their podcast, I believe, and that's why all of a sudden you've been seeing Jay Will takes is because, and now Pat Bev was like really
Jay Will replace Pat Bev.
Yeah, on their podcast.
Right.
Got it.
And he was always told he was going to come back once his name got cleared. And again, I'm not trying to get into this because I don't know the details of the story. And I think that there's a lot of accusations that he did some horrific shit. I think he might have beat up his sister a little bit. He might have done some crazy ass shit. So I don't know. And I think he got off as far as criminal charges. And so I don't actually know the details of the case. I don't know what happened. All I know is
it's fine. We can talk about it. It's not a big deal. We're not we're not criminal lawyers or nothing. I didn't know none about this shit. I have seen Jay Will in a bunch of shit recently, more than I have from before. I just didn't know any of the details of the stuff. And the Pat Bev thing just came up randomly because he was just saying that Harden was better than D Wade, and I just wanted to throw it in the show sheet. But I didn't know any of the details. But it's fine though. I mean, as long as we're not accusing anybody of anything or reporting anything, I just didn't know anything about it.
And so the clip was Pat Bev basically being like, damn, I can't, like, just letting fools know how it went down and how he was pretty hurt by it. And he's like, man, these are my dogs. And he was like, I was calling my dogs. He's like, so what's up? We good now? Y'all said once we're good. He called Barstool and they're like, well, did you talk to your homies yet? And he was like, nah, why? What's up? Why I need to talk to the homies? He's like, well, call your homies. They've been, trying to figure some. And then he talked to the homies and they're like, nah, man, did you hear Barstool's going in another direction? They don't think it's good. And he's talking about how nobody is really being real with him and how he was pretty hurt that his boys that he's really close to, were kind of fronting on him and wouldn't at least, he wasn't even mad. It didn't seem like if they just gave him the real, just like, look, it is what it is. We're doing good without you and we don't want to bring you back. And he was more even hurt.
All right. Well, I think this is probably a conversation best for off air. I'm a little confused. Like he either did it or he didn't, right? Or you think there's gray area there or something?
Well, of course,
because I don't understand why you would do that. Okay.
Well, that's such Zach thinking that there's not gray area. So, there's obviously a lot of gray area involved in these cases.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this, about Beverly getting into hot water a while ago, like months and months ago. And then, yeah, obviously I've been seeing Jay Will all over the internet with his talking about Randy Moss, talking about his rankings and shit like that. But, I mean, we're getting late here, so we don't want to just deep dive on the stuff we don't really know about.
Yeah, can we just shift Dwayne Wade, James Harden? Well, go ahead, Art.
Yeah, I brought us in a rabbit hole just because, like I said, I thought that's what the word was going to be about. Anyhow, just because it was a big.
No, it's all right. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, I didn't know about any of that shit.
I'll just co-sign Jake because I feel that that's legit take. I mean, D Wade was like Paul Pierce and Kobe Bryant in one in his prime. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I would just say this: James Harden has habitually been known for a guy that is trying to get to Vegas in the offseason or during the playoffs even. He's not a winner. Dwayne Wade took Shaq when Shaq was not even trying and won him a ring that ended up Shaq going to a concert and being like, Kobe, tell me how my ass take.
Time out.
What?
You cannot sit here and say that Dwayne Wade got Shaq a title that he wasn't even trying for when Shaq was still damn near in his prime. And was absolutely committed to winning that championship as you could possibly be, and talks about that championship and how important it was, reveres that championship. You're blending him in with the Suns and the Cavs and the Celtics. He wasn't quite the Lakers Shaq, but Shaq was still absolutely dominant and totally catapulted D Wade's career.
All right. Let's wrap up here as we approach on an hour and a half. It's funny because I could literally do 5 hours. But Artie, we need an update for the people. The people like this. I've gotten lots of good responses about people wanting to know. If you don't know, Art is the head honcho of his 10-year-old daughter's softball club as he's rocking the Arizona, not for Sweet 16, not for the Final Four. This is an Arizona Wildcats hat for his daughter's softball club. He struggled with a lot of stuff. He talked to me. I actually wanted to be involved, but I don't think I could because I wasn't like blood related. So I couldn't go to like he did some scouting. So he like took names and numbers and he put like notes down. He really emphasized pitching for anybody that's watching that he sent the link to. Just know that he emphasized pitching, took 3 pitchers, kind of like the Giants winning the titles in 10, 12, and 14. And he had a pregame. Then he had his first game. And what I wanted to know on Sunday, a good friend would have called me and been like, hey, this is what happened. I didn't get it. I got it via text and on a thread. So he clearly doesn't love me. But I would like to know the progression of the game, the outcome of the game, which doesn't really exist, and then what is going to happen for the outcome of the game.
All right. So we're not going to go just that simple. We got a lot to say about this young Wildcats team. They are a hell of a group of girls, and it is a hell of a ball.
Atta go, Cats! Atta Cats!
But let me just clarify one thing. I did no scouting. I did not scout anybody. What I did was show
What do you
up.
mean? You
as
went
a
to
coach.
you went to the tryouts.
Yes, I showed up as a coach
Okay.
to try out. So I just want to
Yeah.
make a slight
Yeah, yeah.
differentiation here.
Art,
That I did not
Art was at
spend-
playgrounds during school watching.
I was not scouting.
No, not that. I
Across
wasn't saying. I
threshold
wasn't.
to get
Hang
involved.
on. I
Art had
wasn't
binoculars
insinuating that. I wasn't
I'm just saying there was no
insinuating that.
scouting of
Fuck you
anything.
both for that. I was not insinuating that. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not even saying that you.
Sorry, Joe, for the F-bombs.
No, Jake took it way further. All I was saying is I didn't like show up to Pinto games last year, knowing I was going to manage and trying to figure out who's going to be in the draft. I just showed up.
That was the tryouts.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we all scouted everybody. But you did accurately convey the fact that, I had a very clear strategy that we are going to prioritize pitching. And that we did. And we put together a nice little staff. Now, let me tell you a little preamble to this that you will not believe because you've heard me talk your ear off about this, Zachariah.
Oh, my God.
For about a month or at least 2 weeks since they put out the damn schedule, I've been doing this Sudoku puzzle about how am I going to get my pitchers to get through these games because you're only allowed to pitch 3 innings. And if you pitch 1 to 20 pitches, you get 1 day rest. If you pitch 21 to 35 pitches, you need 2 days rest. And there was all these rules around rest. And so I have been just looking at this schedule. And I just came to the conclusion, you know what? I don't know how we're going to do it. I don't know if we can make it fit. It's not going to work, but I got to get these pitchers learning how to pitch. So I started getting all the girls. So we get into game 1. It's Saturday night. It's the lights are on. It's Saturday night in Brentwood.
Prime time, 7 p.m.
7 p.m. I cannot, let me just tell you, by the way, the spoiler alert, not for the game, but for my high, most fun I've had in ages doing anything was managing this game. So I don't know what that means about me. I really don't. Can't tell you how much fun I have. It might have something to do with the fact that I'm fully sober for about 31 days. We got no pot. We got no booze. We got no mushies. We got nothing in the old system. So maybe it was just a natural high I haven't felt in a while, but God damn, was that fun. And part of the reason I didn't text you, I was on cloud 9 when this thing ended. And we had my daughter's best friends were over. But let me tell you what happened early in this game. I'm over here, one part of me here, one part of me there. I'm a little razzle-dazzle in the head. I'm struggling to figure, but I'm locked in. But all I know is all game, I'm talking to my scorekeeper. Let me know when we're at 75 pitches, okay? Just imagine. You are going to really not believe what happened. I go right, we're in the middle of the second inning. We're down like 7-5. We let up 4 runs in the first inning. We scored 5, came roaring back with 5 in the first, bottom half. Girls were really shook early. Actually, let me tell you, sorry, because I really had too much fun doing this. I can't wait for you two to manage the team. There was nothing more fun than calling my first time out. I went out there, bases were loaded. We had let up 3 runs in the first inning. I said, time, Blue. Time. I need time. Went out there, brought in the whole infield. Said, hey, Lai, get over here. Edith, get. The whole outfield started running in. I had to call out the outfield. I told the outfield, no, you stay back there. Brought in all the girls.
We don't need you. We don't need you. Yeah.
With them. Told them I could see the nerves, but they're looking great. You got to just chill out. They went out there. They finished the inning on a couple of outs. We got out of that inning, roared back with 5 runs. We have our ace on the hill. She comes back for the second. We're all pumped. I go out there, call time, take her out of the game at 75 pitches, immediately find out this whole rule doesn't exist. Immediately find out this whole Sudoku puzzle I've been doing for the last 3 weeks. I was kidding myself. Every girl can pitch 3 innings a game. I got no Sudoku puzzle. I took my ace out middle of the second inning. I'm totally rattled. I got the other coach is like confused. The other coach was so confused that I took out my ace. That's how I figured it out, basically. He's like, there was such weird. I was like, what do you mean? It was 75 pitches. They're like, so what? What do you mean 75 pitches? Who cares? I was like, what do you mean? I thought don't got 75 pitch count? They're like, I don't know what come from. Well, this website isn't so good, BPSL, okay? And they have it right there in the coach's corner rules that here's the pitch count sheet. I downloaded the thing. They don't say it's for boys. They don't say it's for girls. They just say it's the pitch count for 9 and 10-year-olds. Anyway, it's for baseball. And Zach, if you remember, you once even told me that you thought it was weird because you're like, I don't think that there's that many injuries. Anyway, long story short, we come roaring back. We go back and forth. I bring in a girl, by the way, who comes in and hits 3 batters immediately. That's what I did. I pulled my ace at 75 pitches, and this girl just came in and just plunked 3 in a row and got out of the got out of the jam. Got the inning to end with 5 runs as a win. So then we finished that inning. I brought in another girl. 15-14 after 3 innings. We go in. We start the 4th inning.
Unbelievable.
9:01 p.m. 15-14, top of the 4th. Runner on 3rd, 1 out, blackout. The whole goddamn park goes black. The lights shut off. That's the score, boys. 15-14. We're finishing this thing in a month. We got the Buckeyes in a month. We're going to pick this game up. But let me tell you, it was an encouraging game. It was the most fun I've had in a long time. I'm sorry I took so long. I'll make future updates shorter.
I love it. I love it. I'll tell you what. You were Yeah. You were very pessimistic in the beginning. Sounds like you're getting the best out of your girls. Fantastic story. I mean, it's amazing that you have to sit on a cliffhanger for a month. But yeah, hopefully you clean that up, finish it off, and then you get another dub. And then, I mean, what I'm confused is like what the standings are going to be. So like at that point, like how much is that first game that's not finished yet? Is it still going to matter?
I think it will matter for sure. It's not going to be too late in the season, and every game matters. Every game counts. That's what they say, right? Every game counts. All right?
Every game does count.
You know who would say that? Bob Melvin.
Probably Coach K, too.
Sounds like you pulled a Tony V move,
Bob
though,
Melvin.
Not knowing the rules in your
So
ranks.
bad. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't know how that
Art, you got to look in the mirror after that.
Bro, you don't even know there was so much mirror. Dude, the game started. I tell you, I was frazzled to start this game. The home team's in charge of doing the fields in this league, right? But at Sunset Park, the main complex, nobody has to do the field. They got a ground crew, and it's all supposed to be taken care of. 1 minute before the game, we all realized nobody did the field. And I'm the goddamn home coach running around trying to figure out what's going on. I was so amateur hour, you got no idea, man. I didn't even bring the balls for the game. Home team's supposed to bring the game balls.
All right, I got.
You're gonna need 2 balls, boys. Wow. I got you next game.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry, and I'm not a big flag thrower, but this is 2 10-yard varieties. Number 1. How do you not know that you need to bring the game balls? And number 2, how do you not know that there's not a Sudoku pitch count and that you can toss your girl 3 innings? You got to know those things going into it, Art. I'm sorry.
Couldn't agree with you more, pal, but I don't know why everybody's been talking about pitching so much then. Why is every goddamn coach telling me, oh, I don't know.
I hear you.
I don't have this, I don't have that. You need 2 pitchers.
Art, Danny got in your head about trying to find a lefty.
Yeah. Blame Dan.
When in
All right,
doubt,
boys.
blame Dan.
Follow my guy on X or Twitter or whatever at Lokeleasy. Follow my guy at Art Knows Sports or _sports or _sports, all that good stuff. Instagram, Humm Daddies. You can find us all. Nice chatting with you, boys.
Yeah, thank you, Rockin' New Era. Thank you, Don Peralta. Thank you, Rags. Thanks, Elmer, for
everybody that listened
for a little bit. Yeah, thanks everyone for checking us out. You can catch us on Humm Daddy's Instagram and like and subscribe. I'll do a Giants post game after this one. It's looking good right now. Thank you, Zachariah. Thank you, Art. We'll see you on Thursday, and I believe Gypsy's gone, so we might have another heat check. Who knows?
All Kuminga does is win.
Oh, another. Oh, yeah, we didn't even get into the Hawks or the Dubs. All right. See you both.
We'll do that on Thursday.
Peace.